benefit of the recording, we're going to take Prithvi Mudra, third finger and thumb to touch, all the fingers extended. Nila position, spine nice and long. We're just going to take a little grounding breath to begin with, taking a deep breath in through the nose, part your lips and sigh it out. 2 more just like that, deep breath in. Close your lips. Take a deep breath in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maintain it in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4 through the nose, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5. Hold it in for 5. Exhale for 5. Hold it out for 5. Breathe in for 4. Hold it in. Exhale for 4. Hold it out for 4. And repeat. And repeat. Last round. Breathe in for 4. And then come back to your natural breath. In and out through your nose. And even now start to breathe through Ujjayi breath, narrowing the back of the throat, closing and narrowing the glottis, giving that audible sound. Let your eyelids open, release your mudra, wiggle your fingers and your thumb, and then come forward a little to tuck the toes of both feet under, knees are still outside, and then sitting back in your heels. Just rock your body forward and back just to warm up the toes. Here's 2 more cards. And then sitting back on your heels is an option if you want to walk your hands and release your hands. So now you're sitting on your toes. Roll the shoulders for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now roll the arms for 4, 3, belly in, ribs in, 2, and 1. Now we're going to reach all the way up to the ceiling, looking up, and then open into cactus arms. Bring your elbows back and your heart lifts open, lift your gaze, breathe it in, so a kneeling cat cow. And on the exhale, bring your heart to your spine, close the forearms together, tuck the chin in. Inhale, tailbone lifts, heart lifts. Exhale, round. Stretching the quads. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And on the exhale, slowly untuck your toes, walk your hands to the front of your mat, sitting back onto your heels, extend the child's pose. Press the palms into the mat as you lower the forehead.
Okay, last week we worked on isolating the ribs, so I want you to try to isolate the ribs in extended child's pose. So I want you to take, this is a slight movement, I want you to take the right ribs over to the right, and then the left ribs over to the left. Take the back ribs up towards the ceiling, and then the front ribs down towards the floor. So try that again. Right ribs to the right. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what the heck is going on there. So the left ribs over to the left, back to center, back ribs to the ceiling, back to center, front ribs to the floor. Now we're going to put that all together. We're going to take the right ribs over to the right. This is a small movement, just think into the ribs. Then take the ribs all the way up to the ceiling, so creating a circular motion just with the ribs. Take the ribs over to the left, and then down to the floor. All the way back around again, to the right, to the ceiling, to the left, and then to the floor. Sorry, I know what it is. They're using my, sorry, the kids are using the iPad in Granny Mays. No, keep going, keep going. I need to take it off the personal hotspot so no one else can share. It's like, not Halloween. What the heck's going on? So, now we're going to go to the left. So take the ribs over to the left, up to the ceiling, ribs to the right, and then down to the floor. One more time. Over to the left, up to the ceiling, over to the right, and then down to the floor. And then lift your gaze and walk your hands up towards your knees. Bring your knees underneath your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders. Last night it was mouse, and now today it's the music in my head. So dropping the belly button down, tailbone, head up, breathing in for cow-cow, breathing out, rounding, chin comes in, tailbone comes in. Push the floor with the hands, keeping the arms nice and straight and strong, drop the belly button down, open up the chest, spread the shoulder blades, or spread the shoulders I should say, the collarbones, breathing out, rounding, chin in, tailbone in, space between you and the floor. Inhale, belly button down, exhale. One more, just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to come back to neutral. Tabletop, walk the hands up towards our knees, coming up to a kneeling position. Step up with the right foot. We're creating a right angle with the right leg. This is gate pose, roughly at about a 45-degree angle. The right hand is going to slide down the inside of the right leg, left arm to the ceiling. You're going to start to drop that right shoulder down to the right and not allow that left side to come forward. So breathing in, breathing out. Keep the tailbone nice and taut, try not to stick out the tush. So you feel a nice length on the left side body. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the exhale, you're going to swoop all the way over. Now, if you can't bring that hand to the floor, an option here is to bring your hand on top of the block and take the right hand over. You can use the low side or without a block. Stretching along the right side body this time. And then we're going to come forward, swooping that right arm in front of your face, taking it to the floor and walking the hands as if you're coming into table, stacking the shoulders above the wrist. Then this right leg is going to swoop all the way around behind your left knee, place it on the floor, and then take the legs apart. Take the legs nice and wide apart. This is Domagasana, good high face pose. So from here, we sit back down with the knees crossed. Now it can be quite intense. Perhaps you get to here and you can feel the intensity. This might be enough. For those of you who can work a little bit more, we bring the sit bones all the way to the floor. We take the right hand behind and the left hand. And try to work that left hand all the way up towards your right hand. Interlace. Lift the heart, inhale. And then exhale, fold. High face pose.
or just keep reaching the hands towards one another. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, sit up tall. Release the hands. And then we're going to come forward again the way we went in. So slowly bring the weight forward. And then uncross the legs back to our tabletop position. Okay, good. We're walking the hands up. Coming into kneeling. Left leg this time, gate pose. Ensure your tailbone is tucked. Belly in, ribs in. Left arm slides along the left side, inside left, and then sweep over with the right. Stacking the shoulders. Good, so you feel a nice stretch along the left ribs, waist, armpit. Breathe. Continue with your Ujjayi breath. Good, one more. Inhale. And on the exhale. Oh, sorry, we don't. We sweep all the way down to the floor. So again, if you have your block, use your block high, mid, or low, or without a block. Right hand to the floor, right wrist underneath the right shoulder, and then the left arm goes up and over. We're going to take that left arm, sweep it in front of your face, nice and slow and controlled, and then bring all the way around, so that again you're stacking your shoulders above your wrists. This left knee lifts, and we bring it all the way around, behind the left, and then take the feet apart, wide as they can go. Good. And just feel your way. Feel your way. Now, if it is pretty intense and you want to try and sit back, you can also sit back on a block as an option to lift you up from the floor. Okay, this is an option. So one knee is stacked on top of the other. This time the left arm is going to go to your shoulder blades and the right hand is going to go up behind. Working the hands up towards one another. They may or may not touch. This side's tighter for me. Inhale, lift the heart, and on the exhale, fold. Just breathe here, it's quite intense. One more. Inhale here. And on the exhale, slowly come up. Release the hands. Bring the arms back down. And then come forward with your weight. Planting your hands onto the mat. And then uncross the legs behind. Back to your tabletop. And just to release, one more time, cat-cow. Breathe in, drop in the belly button. Breathe out round. Inhale. Exhale. And we're going to introduce the legs in cat-cow. So we're going to come into cat, rounding the spine, take the chin in. And from here, we're going to take that right knee up towards our nose. Creating lots of space between your belly and the floor for that knee to come up to the nose. And then you're going to take the knee out to the right. As you take the knee out to the right, you start to move the spine through the center, tabletop. And then as you take the knee back, you drop the belly button down, lifting the sole of the foot in the direction of the ceiling. The knee is still bent, so we're not straightening the leg. So you're now in your cow face pose. And then once again, take the knee into the nose, push the heart up to the spine, spine up to the ceiling. Breathing in, out to the right, around to the back. Dropping the belly button down as you lift the head, lift the tailbone, dip in the lumbar spine one more time. In, chin in, nose to knee, out to the right. Coming through your table. So you're working cat and cow even as the leg rotates. And then coming back to neutral, tabletop, knee comes down, other side. Inhale, just do the cat-cow. Exhale. Take the knee to the nose. Open the knee to the left. Bring it round the back, slow and controlled. Just visualizing the hip socket, the ball, and the hip joint. Moving. Full circular motion with the added addition of your spine. One more time. Cat, knee to nose, open to the left. Bring it round to the back, and as you bring it round to the back, you're dropping the belly button, you're dropping the front torso to the floor, head up, tailbone up. And then drop the knee down. Take the sit bones down towards the heels, stretch the arms. I'm just taking that pressure away from the wrist. I want you to flex your hands to the ceiling. Flex your hands to the ceiling. And then bring your tips of your fingertips. Press them into the mat and lift your palms and your wrists away from the floor. Prong fingers. Dropping the head down. One more time, dropping the hands. And then lifting the fingers up to the ceiling, flex. And then come into prong fingers. Breathe in. And as you exhale, keep in prong fingers, lift your gaze to the front of your mat, and then rock your body all the way forward, shoulders beyond your wrists, lifting your knees away from the floor. Then bring the shoulders back so that the shoulders are stacked above the wrists in plank. Good. Now, my nice high plank, so bring the heart to the ceiling. That's it, Kate. And then tuck your tailbone in. That's it, Rachel. Good. If it gets too much, look down at the space between your two thumbs. You can always drop your knees to half plank. Holding it there. Now to intensify our lovely plank, I want you to lift the right leg away, or right toes away from the floor, just a few inches, not too high. Keep the foot flexed, toes to the floor, heels to the ceiling. You're going to window wipe that leg by just swooping it out to the right and bring it back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to center, lower to the floor. Lift the left leg. Open to the left. 5, 4, 3. Keep breathing. 2, 1. Bring the left toes to the mat. And then drop onto your forearms. Drop onto your forearms. For stick. Stick. So, forearms, wrists are in line with your elbows. Keep squeezing the ribs down to your hips and your hips up to your ribs. So really condensing like an accordion in the torso. If it gets too much, you can drop your knees. We're going to lift the right heel away from the floor and window wipe for 5, 4, 3, keep breathing, 2, 1. Drop the right toes down, lift the left toes. Swoop for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to center. Bring the knees to the mat, the thighs, all the way down. We're going to extend the arms all the way out in front. Clench two fists. Keep your head lifted. Squeeze the tush. So don't forget our little center core activation. So tuck in the tailbone, draw the navel in, squeeze the tush. Now lift the arms away from the floor. Two fists. We're going to go for a swim. So rotate your palms away and then bring the water all the way behind. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart even more. Keep the feet on the mat, don't lift the feet. And then bring it all the way back to the front. Good. Now the fists are facing one another, the palms, yeah. But just keeping the fists, that's it. One more breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate away. And then push the muddy water out of your way. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Shoulder blades. Squeeze. Beautiful, Rachel. Inhale. And on the exhale, back all the way forward. Release your fist, wiggle your fingers, slide your hands either side of your chest. Squeeze the tush, keep your girdle tight, activate it. Elbows in, shoulders away from the ears. Now to keep those shoulders going back and down, slide your heel of your hand back. Slide the heel of your hand back. Okay? Now, I don't actually mean slide. I mean the interpretation is as if you're pulling the heel of the hand back, so that brings these shoulders back and down, because the tendency here is to take the weight into the shoulders. We want those shoulder blades back and down, okay? Really lift the chest, the sternum, that's it. One more breath, breathe in, breathe out lower. You can repeat that version. The pelvis, the thighs are on the mat, or come into upward dog. And upward dog is where the arms are straight, so the elbows are not bent. So engage, activate, belly, tailbone, hands either side of the chest, slide the nose and the chin forward, and lift. Arms are straight, and lift your gaze. One more breath. Breathe in, and on the exhale, we tuck the toes under,
We engage Uddiyana Bandha, locking your belly, and then lift the sit bones up to downward dog. Bending our knees. Coming for your Rachel. Bend our knees. Belly in, ribs in. Bend those knees, bend, bend, bend. That's it, that's it, that's it. Good. Breathe. Just let out an inch. That's it. Now, work this up, but don't let this go. No, keep this in. So, yes, 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 yes. See that? And then you're working these shoulders. Okay, you got it. And then drop the head. So you're looking at the space between your knees. Okay, good. A wee bit more here. No, no, bring it back. Yes. So you want nice and long. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the exhale, bend your knees even more. Lift your gaze. And then a big step up with the right. Big step up with the left. So we did a lot of things at our wrist there now. So I want to stretch out the forearms. Keep the knees bent. And you're going to place the palm, the right palm right all the way underneath your right foot. So that your toes come to the line of your wrist, the wrist crease. I'm sorry I can't talk today. I've had a full weekend of living on 3 hours sleep and the brain is just not working. I do apologise. So yes, that's it. So we're keeping the knees bent and we're pressing the toes into the crease of the wrist. And then if you can, try to straighten the legs. But if you can, it's fine, just keep them bent. It's just giving the front of your forearm a nice stretch. One more breath. So we're just doing one hand at a time. So it's just the right hand to begin with, keeping the left arm nice and straight. And if you can, rotate the right elbow so that the pointy part of your elbow, not the crease of the elbow, is going into your body. That's it. One more breath, breathe in. If you can't reach the floor, just bend your knees, take it. And then slowly lift the right toes away. Allow that right hand to come away from the foot and change sides. So the left hand goes underneath the left foot all the way to the crease of the wrist. And then keep the right hand on the floor for support. Knees are bent, or if you can, try to straighten. And then bend the elbow in towards your body. Bend the elbow in towards your body. Just giving the forearm to wrist a stretch. One more breath. Breathe in. And on exhale, slowly take the left hand away from the left foot. Come up halfway, hands to the shin, straighten the spine. Shoulders away from the ears. Drawing the navel in a lot. Half lift. And then bend the knees, fold. And then we're going to roll up through each vertebrae. Head coming last. All the way to extended mountain. Reaching the hands together if you can in prayer, if not, keep them shoulder distance apart. And then come down through your midline. Thumbs touching your heart. We're going to do another little mudra here. Gu Mudra. So your hands is in prayer, Anjali. And then we open the hands out for a little gift, or a little offering. And then the knuckles come together. So each knuckle goes into the curve of the other. But the two thumbs then touching the heart. Good. Two thumbs touching the heart. Good. So one more time. So we're going to do prayer into the offering, into the knuckles, thumbs touching the heart. Last time. Prayer, little offering, and then the knuckles, thumbs touching your heart. You stay in this position, close your eyes, and set a little intention for your class, a little positive affirmation. More breath. Breathe in. And on the exhale, come to prayer. Flutter the eyelids, open Surya Namaskar. Come into the front of your mat because you've got to step back. Inhale, reach up. On the exhale, fold, dive, lean forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, bend those knees and step back 1, 2 into your plank. If you need to drop your knees, drop your knees. We're going to rock the shoulders beyond your wrist. Bend the elbows, hug them in and lower the body, chaturanga. You can go all the way down and then come up into cobra, or from chaturanga, come up into upward dog, squeeze the tush. Tuck the toes under and then transition into your downward dog. So if you lay all the way on the floor into cobra, then you transition through plank into downward dog. Breathe. And breathe. Ujjayi. And breathe. 3. Good. And breathe. 4. And breathe. 5. Beautiful. On the exhale, bend your knees, lift your gaze. A big step up with your right, followed by your left. Half lift, straight spine, straight legs. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, lift the knees, squeeze the thigh muscles and the core to bring you up to extended mountain, hands to your heart. Side around 2. Go side 2. Inhale. Exhale. We're bringing the arms forward so you don't bash your neighbour. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back. 1, 2, plank. Chaturanga. Elbows in. Upward or cobra. Downward. So this sequence, Surya Namaskar, is embedded into our bodies. We repeat it in every class. So it's all up to you. The intensity, how much you want to work, is up to you. How much you want to listen to your body. And see if there's anything you can do different today that you didn't do the last time. And every time you do Surya Namaskar, what can you do differently? Finger placement. Are we hugging those forearms in, rotating the biceps away, the ribs in, belly in. Sit bones as high as they can go, and working our heels down towards the mat. 1 more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, bend the knees, lift the gaze. And this time, if you want to try a little hop as opposed to the step up, pushing up the balls of the feet, jump to the front of your mat, half lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to your heart. Round 2. Inhale. Moving meditation. Breathe. Inhale, half lift. Exhale. This time, instead of the step back, 1, 2, try a little jump. Jumping through your plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. And every time you move, particularly from plank, chaturanga to downward dog, try to focus on your core and trying to find that lock, Uddiyana Bandha. It really helps with that transition. 2 more breaths, slow and steady. Ujjayi. 1 more. Inhale. And on the exhale, bend the knees, lift the gaze. Push up the ball of the feet for the jump or the step. It's up to you. This is your practice. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up all the way to extended mountain. Exhale to your heart. Side 2. Inhale. Exhale. Little emphasis on the half lift. Straighten the spine, straighten the legs. Shoulders away from the ears. And if you have a tendency to round, try to bring your heart to the floor. Now if you have a tendency to round or to dip, then bring the tailbone and tuck it in. So these are just small adjustments you can make. Shoulders, try to bring them back and down, away from the ears. And then to reach the floor, if you can't fold without bending the knees, bend the knees, bend the knees. Step back, 1, 2, plank or jump. Plank, chaturanga. Bend those elbows in, hug, 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 hug. Beautiful, Rachel. You've been here before. Upward dog or cobra. And then downward dog. That's it, Sophie. Good. Now, focus on your breath. I know it's hard. I know the heat is starting to build. And when it gets uncomfortable, this is called tapas in yoga. So it's having the strength to keep going and not allow the brain to dictate and tell you to stop when it gets uncomfortable. It's accepting that discomfort and keep working. 1 more breath. Breathe in. And on the exhale, bend the knees, lift your gaze, jump or step to the front of your mat. Half lift, straighten that spine. See? Fold. And then extended mountain. Good. Hands to your heart. A little Surya Namaskar beat, just for the crack. Bring the feet and the legs together. So we take the first round super slow. Now if it's too much, you can just do Surya Namaskar empty, really ramps up the intensity, okay? So we're going to swoop these hands down, so you kind of just trickle the floor into your squat, Utkatasana. Lift your gaze. It's only for a breath. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, jump or step back into your plank, chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Downward dog. So this is where it gets sexy. Okay, we're not going to lift our right leg to the sky, which is kind of normal. We did our little practice in our tabletop child's pose. So I want you to push the heart up to the spine, you create space between you and the floor to bring this knee all the way up. So you're creating space to allow that right foot to come to the front of your mat. Okay, this is a little technique that takes a lot of work. Now, as soon as you take the right foot to the front, you drop the left heel down. We've worked on warrior one, so what we have to do is try to keep these hips square. Even if you want to get your thumb into the crease of that right hip, bringing that right hip back, but not opening up the knee. Left hip forward, and bring the torso upright. We take the hands to the ceiling, it's a breath. Inhale, exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, lift the back heel, plank, chaturanga, you can opt out of this. Upward dog, and just meet us in downward dog. Downward dog, now to the other side. Take the weight to the right foot, left knee to the nose. So you're really pushing to the floor with the hand, heart up to the ceiling, and then step up. And if you can't get the foot up, you take a hold of the ankle and bring it up with the hand. Then drop the right heel down, left thumb into the left hip crease, right hand to the back bum cheek of the right side. So you're pushing them in opposite directions, okay, the hips. And then reach the arms up. Now that's just a little aided touch, you don't actually do that, okay? Reach the arms up, warrior one. Then drop the hands to the floor. At the same time, lift the back heel, slide the left foot back, plank, chaturanga, shoulders away from the ears, upward dog, downward dog. Take your 5 breaths. Regulate your breath. Check into your body, your little anatomy. Little cues in the ribs and the belly. Even more, even more. Don't go the other way. Yes. You too, Louise. No, the other way. Yeah. So these are protecting your organs. So keep that in. Don't flare them forward, okay? Okay. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the exhale, bend the knees, lift your gaze, step or jump to the front of your mat. Half lift. Exhale, fold feet together, legs together, sweep up into Utkatasana chair. And then extend it back to hands to your heart. Right, we're going to just increase the pace a little, because that was stop, start. With a normal pace. Inhale. Oh no, sorry, sweep. Chair. Inhale. See what sleep does to your brain? Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Jump or step back into your chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. We're taking the other side. Weight to the right foot. Left foot to the front of your mat. Drop the back heel. Warrior one. Inhale. Exhale. Step back plank. Chaturanga. Yeah, we're not asking about it. Upward dog. Downward dog. Step up with the right foot. Drop the back heel. Warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, step back, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Breathe, 5 breaths. Yes, and Surya Namaskar B is most definitely a way to get the blood moving around the body. So normally we would practice that about 6 times. But as I go on and increase it down, you can just leave it with the 2. 2 more breaths. So your breath is your friend. That's going to make all the difference. That connection, that ebb and flow. 1 more. And then when you're thinking about your breath, you can't think about how hard it is. Bend your knees, lift your gaze, jump or step to the front of your mat. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale,
back to our chair. So this is the start of the flow sequence we're going to learn. So we did a chair last week with the feet together and the legs together. I know you can do it as an option, the feet apart, but I want you to use the adductor muscles. So I want you to squeeze, and when you use squeezing these adductor muscles, it activates the glutes as well. Good, chair. So stay low and then reach your arms. If it's too much with the arms up, take your hands to your waist. So in all of this practice, if any of the poses you're not feeling it today, you can modify them. This is your practice. So don't be afraid to do anything which means less work. But then don't be afraid also to do the work because it gets uncomfortable. So it's finding that happy medium. Keep lifting your beautiful faces. Keep squeezing the legs together. The glutes should be nice and warm now. So you know what to do in a cold morning. Squeeze those glutes. Heat rises. One more. Breathe. And on the exhale, we're going to take an Uttanasana holding onto the toes. So we're going to dive forward. And then as we're diving forward, we heel toe the feet hip distance apart. Take your peace fingers on both hands and wrap them around the inside of your big toes. Now you need to bend the knees. You don't have to straighten them. From here, pulling on those toes, we're going to lift the heart, straighten the arms, lift your gaze, inhale. And on the exhale, we bend the elbows away from one another, folding so that your nose is going down between your shins. So drop the head, allow the head to be heavy, even with the knees bent. Keep pulling on the toes. So you're creating that dynamic pull. Pulling and folding. 2 more breaths. So if you can, bring your hands in the inside, this way, as opposed to this way. Okay, so then you're starting to rotate the shoulders. Okay, and then you can keep the knees bent, keep pulling. 1 more breath. Inhale. Now on the exhale, lift your gaze, keep pulling on the toes. And on the inhale, then lift your feet just like we did in the warm-up, placing the palms of the hands underneath both feet this time. But if it's too much with both feet, then just do one hand at a time. So the toes may come to the crease of your wrist. You lift your heart, so the weight of the feet is pulling those hands down, and then you fold, elbows away from one another, shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. Allow the head to be heavy. Ujjayi, slow and steady. Breathe. 1 more. And on the exhale, lift the heart, lift your gaze, and then inhale, release your hands, bring your hands to your waist. Now take the weight over to the left foot. Start to bend into that left knee. You're going to take the balance onto this left foot. You're going to take the right heel to your bum. Right heel to your bum. Stay folded. Now we're really firing up that left glute. From here, I want you to take a nice, light, graceful step back with your right foot to the back of your mat. Beautiful. And then reach the arms up into crescent. So crescent. Front knee bent, back leg straight. All 10 toes facing the front of your mat, so it's not warrior 1 with the heel down. The heel is lifted. The heel is lifted. And all 10 toes facing the front of your mat. To straighten that back leg, we need to lift the knee and squeeze the quad muscle. We need to strengthen the quad, so the standing posture is all about strength. So we want to bend into that front knee. And have that front knee over the ankle as we lift the torso and the arms to the ceiling. Crescent. Beautiful. Too much with the arms up. Hands to your waist. Breathe. Ujjayi. Yeah, maybe a wee bit more. That's it. That's it. And then bring this left hip a wee bit more forwards. Yeah, that's it. And if you can bend a wee bit more. Grind into the big toe. Grind into the big left toe. Back heel is lifted. Back heel is lifted. 1 more breath. Breathe in. From here, I'll show you modifications. First, heel toe the left foot out.
The modification is taking your hands to your waist. We're going to bring the left shoulder to the inside of the left knee, okay? Holding it there. For the full posture, we're going to take the hands behind, interlace, and squeeze the heel of your hands together. Open up the heart. Then we lift, little Macarena, so let's join me here, keep going. And then we're going to fold, fold, fold with the left elbow coming to the inside of the left knee and reaching the hands all the way up to the ceiling. For humble crescent. Really grind into that left big toe. Good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Your hands is gorgeous. Please, I'm just moving it one second. Now from here, take a deep breath in, and on exhale, slowly bring the hands to your tailbone. Release your hands and take your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Now we're going to rotate that right heel down, so the right toes are out 45 degrees. We're going to open up that right shoulder and open up the right hip. Now if it's too much with the hand on the floor, you can place your hand on a block and then take your right hand to the ceiling. So this is a little bit different from what we're used to doing. So bend deeply into that left knee. A block is a good option. Keep opening up the left knee to the left. Don't allow it to collapse. Good. Now I want you to think into your right ribs. Think into your right ribs. Use your right ribs to pull you up to warrior two. Warrior two. Rotating your nose round to the left. Okay, that was a wee bit disconcerting because it's not what we're normally used to. So it's the brain and your mess just going, eh? What are you doing that for? Okay, so it's retraining. So now we're in warrior two. Check out our little cues. Tailbone in, belly in, back heel down, outside edge of the foot. Left knee opens to the left, shoulders away from the ears. Energy out through the fingertips. Rotate the nose to the left. Lovely, Charlotte. Good. Get away with nothing in this class. Nothing. Sink those hips. We're all about strength in our standing. So I'm going to bring this in and bring, yes, keep that knee bent. Yes, good. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Now, a little bit of armography here. Ooh, it's a fancy name. So we're going to straighten that left knee and we're pivoting on the left toes, bringing them round to the right to the coffee side of the room. The arms come up to the ceiling, this is goddess. And as we cross, okay, as we cross them in front of our face, we do a little fancy thing. We bring our heels in, we bend our toes, and we open them out. Okay, so it went from here to here, okay, just to be fancy. And then cactus arms, we open up our heart, we did this in a kneeling position, and then we bring our heart back, closing the form, staying in the wide knee squat, so we're strengthening these legs. Open up the chest, open up the heart, inhale, exhale, hide the heart. 2 more, inhale, exhale, squeeze the tush, 1 more, inhale, knees over ankles, exhale. From here, we're swooping back to our warrior two, so we have to do our fancy dance with the feet. The right heel rotates back, and the left toes rotate to the front, opening up the arms. Back to our warrior two. Then, we get fancy. We're going into Ardha Chandrasana. So, we reach forward with that left arm. Usually we use the blocks, but I'm going to try it without the blocks today. If you need the block, by all means use the block. You will bring the left hands to the floor, unpronged fingers. Right hand can go to your waist. Then you start to step up a little bit with that right foot. You're going to balance on the left foot, and you may or may not wish to take the right toe to rest on the floor. You lift the right leg with a flex foot up towards the ceiling. Hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. And then when you're ready, you can take the right hand to the ceiling. So you're opening up just like we did from the floor, that awkward position. We're doing it now, balancing on one leg. That's it, kid. Good. Keep opening, keep breathing. Ardha Chandrasana. Sure. 1 more breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. That right leg is going to swoop down to the floor. Bend into that left knee. Bring it all the way forward. Knee to the ceiling. Squaring the hips, squaring the shoulders. Knee to the ceiling. Hands to your heart. This is a little pistol squat. Okay. For those of you, you can modify it all you need. We're going to straighten the leg, start to bend the knee, lean forward with the heart. Lean forward, and we're going to lower all the way down to the floor. Oh, that's impressive. That's a pistol squat. By all means, you take your hands down. So this is one for the parting knights. We're going to take the left foot across the right. Take the left foot across the right. I'm going to turn right so you can see it from this side. Okay, left foot goes over the right. Flex the right foot. The left shoulder comes round to the outside of your knee. You then place your hands onto the floor, and you're going to, as if you're coming into chaturanga, you're going to bring the weight forward. Elbows are in, and then you're taking the weight onto your elbow, and you lift the right leg away from the floor with the leg foot flexed. It's a lot easier than you think. It looks tricky, but it's not quite tricky. There you go, Alex.
With the left foot over the right?
Yes, so the left foot goes over the right. Flex the right foot. Both hands to the outside edge of my notes. Elbows in and bring your weight forward and lift the right leg away from the floor. It's only for a breath. There you go, Lacey. And then lower back down. Bring the sit bones back up again. Good, Alex. Now we're going to go for a little spin on a roller coaster. We're going to roll onto our belly. These are lovely descriptions. Onto the belly. Take the sole of the foot to the seat. Don't want to eat your toes. So we're in our little chaturanga hand positioning. Tuck the toes of the right foot under. Now, activate the core. Belly in, tailbone in. Lift the right knee, right thigh away from the floor. Toes are tucked. Tuck in your tailbone. The right toes are on the floor. So all we're doing is moving into plank, but I just want you to push up into plank without doing a caterpillar. Okay, so lift the right knee, right thigh, tuck in the tailbone, tuck in the belly, push up, plank. And then downward dog, left leg to the ceiling, left leg is straight, left leg is straight. Good. Drop the left toes to the mat, take a deep breath in, exhale, bend the knees, lift your gaze, jump or step to the back of your mat. Half lift, exhale, fold, sweep up into squat. Other side. We're doing a little dance. Feet together, legs together, adductors. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Legs, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Breathe. One more. In. On. Exhale. As we fold, we heel toe the feet apart. Grab hold of the toes. The inside of the toes so the palms are facing one another. Lift the heart. Exhale, fold, pulling on the toes. Shoulders away from the ears. Shoulders back and down. That's it. So these are all little cues that we give our body so that our muscles know the placement when we go into such poses. And then we remind ourselves what we're supposed to do. Some of these poses are new, some of them we've done many times before. But we just have to keep reminding ourselves. Drop the head is heavy. One more breath, keep pulling on the toes if you can. Inhale, lift the heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, release the toes, place the palms underneath. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold, elbows away. Fold, fold, fold. Lift the sit bones up. Lift the sit bones up. And if you can't do both hands, try one hand at a time. That's it. Try to allow the head to be heavy. One more breath. Breathe in. And on exhale, pull in the feet, lift the heart, and then release the hands. Take your hands to your waist, take the weight to the right foot, bend a little bit into that right knee, a little buoyancy in the knee. Then take the left heel to the bum. Left heel to the bum. Now you're going to step back like a ballerina, nice and light onto a fluffy white cloud to the back of your mat. And then sweep the arms, sweep the chest up, crescent. Bend deeply into that right knee. So I want you to sink the hips. Sink the hips. Open up the right knee to the right. Right knee over the right ankle. Good. That's it, Amanda. Lovely.
Now, that back knee wants to bend, but we have to strengthen it. So lift that knee. There you go, Kate. Squeeze the thigh muscle. Squeeze. And then that also activates the glute. So the trick of this pose is sinking and lifting. Top half reaches up, bottom half sinks. And breathe. Shoulders square, hips square. Grind into that right big toe, right big toe. One more breath. Slowly. I forgot what we do next. What do we do next? Let me see.
Like warrior, but it was kind of
I think we had a cup of tea.
We had a cup of tea. Let me think. I know that it's something, but I just can't remember what it was. So let's open into Warrior 2 until I remember what we do. I know that we go down low and we open. How did we get low? Do Warrior 2 anyway.
that very impressive squat. I was going to show
Did we advance for the warrior? We definitely go over here at some point.
So we're Warrior 2 anyway. I'll just wing it. Warrior 2. I do apologise. And then we're opening up into Goddess. So I do remember that. I do remember that. So remember the armography. So we straighten and we lift the arms up. We sweep them down in front of our face. And then we bend our knees. We open up into Cactus. Open up the heart. And then close. I'm going to kick this up. So I'm like, ugh. And then open up the chest. Breathe in. Exhale. Stay in wide knee squat. Keep going. So the legs stay still. Stay bent throughout. Open up the chest. And then close. So we're not folding. We're just opening and closing the heart. One more. Open. And close. And from our close, we then swing back to our Warrior 2. Warrior 2 into the back of the room. And then we set ourselves up for our little Ardha Chandrasana. So we reach the right hand forward, lower down to the mat, start to left hand to the waist, start to walk up with the left foot, and then slowly lift the left. And the trick here is stacking the hips, stacking the shoulders, and when you're ready, take the left hand to the ceiling. Now, if it's too much, keep the back toes on the mat. Keep rotating, opening, opening, opening. Good, breathe. You got it. And if you're holding this stance with not any issues, if you can, try to take your hands in prayer. It's just an add-on. It's just a little add-on for the balance. Beautiful. And then put you up there. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the exhale, we're going to sweep the top foot through. So square off those hips. Bring the left knee to the ceiling without touching the floor. Left knee to the ceiling. So you're standing up nice and tall. Left knee to the ceiling. We're going to straighten that left leg and into our pistol squat. So lean forward, bend deeply into that right knee, slow and controlled, all the way down onto the mat. Then take the right foot over the left. We're going to bring the right shoulder this time in front of the right shin, okay? Bring the hands to the floor. Lean into your hands. We're going to eat your toes. We're going to lean forward, lifting the left hip away from the floor. Just for a breath, flex that foot. Inhale. Exhale, push the floor away with your hand. And then we're going to go for a little roller coaster. Roll all the way onto your belly, taking the left. Me neither. Most of the time. Sorry. Right foot to the floor. Engage. Corset. Belly in, tailbone in, left toes tucked in on the floor, lift the left knee, push up, plank, downward dog, right leg to the ceiling, right leg to the ceiling. Use my neck there, but I'm trying for this is bugging me. It was interlace the hands behind and fold into the inside of the shoulder and hands to the floor. Oops. One more breath, breathe in. Exhale, toes to the mat. And then jumper step to the front of your mat. Half lift. Exhale, fold.
in at mountain, exhale to your heart. Okay. A quick little miniature flow. Just want to do it before we move into our seated postures. We're going to take the feet and heels, toes and heels away from one another, and then rotate the toes. We're going to sink down into Malasana first. Sink into Malasana. Now, if you can't come all the way down here, you can stay here. The elbows come into the inside of your knees, keeping the knees apart. Lengthening your spine, pressing your thumb up to your chest. That's it, good. One more breath, breathe in. Now, this is optional. We're going to lower onto the bum and take the legs out in front. If you need to do the supported, take your hands behind and lower your bum to the mat. Otherwise, we're going to just slowly plonk ourselves down and interlace the two big toes again. Interlace the two big toes, I know it's so sexy. And then we're going to lift these legs up. Lift them up into a little V. Now, if you can't reach your toes, you can always hold on to the backs of your knees, trying to straighten those legs. If the knees are bent, the knees are bent. Lift the heart. Lift the heart. So, from here, keep lifting the heart, shoulder blades back and down, and then close the legs. Close the legs as best you can. Hands maybe behind the knees. And then we're going to release the toes into Navasana. Keep lifting, keep squeezing. I'm shaking too. Keep breathing. One more breath, breathe in. Open up that heart. And then you're going to cross your feet. Bring the hands to the front. Step back, plank. And then watch this. From plank into dolphin. Forearms come to the mat. Forearms come to the mat. So it's like a downward dog, but the forearms are on the mat. Forearms are on the mat. That's it. Good. Take a deep breath here. In. Exhale. Lift the elbows into downward dog. Bend the knees. Lift your gaze. Another little jump up. Wide into your Malasana. Sink. Hands. Now, has everybody got a block nearby? Have your block nearby? Ah, shucks, thank you. Gonna really thank you in a minute. And then once again, we're gonna be like little graceful swans. We're gonna lower the bums to the floor. We're gonna grab our block and bend our knees. So last week we had our lovely figure eight, okay? This week we're I'm laughing at Rachel's face. So we're gonna hold the block into our chest. And we're going to come on to the right bum cheek. The right bum cheek. With the knees together over to the right. Okay, so I'll turn this down. Okay, right bum cheek. Then we're going to straighten the block and straighten the legs on the right bum cheek. And then bring it in for 10. 9. 8. Keep squeezing the block. 6. 5. Working the obliques. 4. 3. 2. 1. Center, left bum cheek. Extend. 10. In. 9. Get the steamy windows. 8. 7. Keep going. 6. 5. Low, low, low. 4. None of this cheating. 3. 2. And 1. Back to center. Back to center. Reach up. And lower. Oh my God, I'm going to kill myself. And then bring your hands to your toes or either side of your legs. Lift them out, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Gather your breath. Keep those feet flexed. Toes to the ceiling, don't collapse on me now. So we're nice and warm. Stretch those muscles, stretch those hamstrings. Toes to the ceiling. If you can reach your toes, keep pulling on your toes. Bring in the torso to the legs. Shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in. And on the exhale, come up into seated. Point your feet, bring your hands behind your hips. Stretch the front of the body. Reverse plank. If it's too much in reverse plank, bring the feet in, hip distance apart, reverse table. Lifting the hips. Options. Plank. Squeeze. 3 more breaths. Keep lifting the heart. Fingertips towards your feet. 1 more. Breathe in. And on the exhale, slowly lower.
Sit bones down. Scoot your bum forward. Grab your jumpers, although you feel maybe very poor. And then we're going to lower just one more before relaxation. Bringing the heels up to the sit bones. Coming into bridge. Lift pelvis. Stretch the back of the neck. Squeeze the glutes, hamstrings, and stretch the front of your body. Relax those arms. Breathe. Now's a chance to lengthen that breath. Slow and steady. Grind into the two big toes of each foot. Grind into the heels and lift the pelvis even more. One more breath. Inhale. And slowly, on the exhale, from the back of your heart, roll down one vertebrae at a time. And once your tailbone reaches the floor, bring one knee at a time up to the chest. Give yourself a big, well done hug. Squeeze it in, lift your nose. Give each knee a kiss. Hug, hug, hug. And kids love that one. And then lower the tailbone down, lower the back of the head, rock your body from side to side. And just one last one before relaxation. Happy baby. Take the knees apart, the soles of the feet together, or up towards the ceiling, sorry. Either bring your hands to the back of your knees if you can't reach up to the outside edge of both of your feet. Bend your knees down into the torso, and then happy baby, rock your body from side to side. Close your eyes. One more. Breathe in. On the exhale, release the knees or the feet. Slowly release to the mat. Extend the legs. Knowing you had another job well done. You have moved and grooved front to back, from head to toe. And now you have this opportunity to let go and relax. Lying back on your mat. Just connect to your breath, noticing it slowing down. And just notice the tiny pulsations in your body, your heartbeat. This is your connection to your body, your breath. With all those connections, you're setting your mind, so your mind doesn't get busy with thoughts again. And if you have a busy mind and you really struggle to slow it down, bring your forefinger and your thumb to touch. This is Shi Mudra, which helps with concentration. Take your awareness to the back of your head. Relax the back of your head, the top of your head, crown of your head, sides of your head, forehead. Relax your eyebrows, and your third eye, your inner wisdom. Allow your softly. See it lying on a hammock, completely relaxed. Relax your front ribs, side ribs, back ribs. The area in your upper belly, just where your ribs meet. Relax your belly and your belly button. And relax your lower abdomen, your hips and your pelvis, thighs, knees, shins, ankles, the tops of your feet. Relax all 10 toes, soles of your feet, heels, your calves, backs of your knees, hamstrings, buttocks, lower back, middle back, upper back. Relax your shoulder blades and your shoulders. Your armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, heel of your hands. Thumbs, forefingers, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, back of your hands and the palm of your hands. Your four extremities, torso and head. Every muscle relaxed. Resting. Ligaments, tendons. Every bone. Enjoying the stillness. Fulfillment is found by dropping the idea that what you think is you can ever be fulfilled, and instead quieting the endless rustle of your inner turmoil, losing your sense of incompleteness, and letting the whispered longings of your heart finally pierce the illusion that you need anything other than what is here right now. Shift the focus of your desires away from future fantasies, which have left you endlessly reaching through the bars that keep you caged from ever attaining peace. Let every moment of your life crystallize before you to reveal an inner clarity and recognition with the warmth of love surrounding you. Taking your awareness back to your breath. Where you can notice the expansion as you breathe in and contraction as you exhale. Noticing the coolness of the in-breath and the warmth of your out-breath. Becoming aware of parts of your body connected to the floor, the space that your body takes up in the mat and in the studio, in your surroundings. Slowly wiggling up our bodies, wiggle our fingers, and wiggle our toes. And then relax. Relax your hands and relax your feet. Taking your awareness into your tummy. Squeezing the tummy a little. In your own time, slide your heels one at a time up towards your sit bones. Take a moment here, allow your spine to adjust. And when you're ready, take your knees into your chest, holding on to the tops or underneath your knees. Lengthen your spine and rock your body from side to side. Coming back to center, reach your right arm up and over your head. Roll over to the right side with your eyes closed. Placing your left hand on the floor in front of your heart. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, push into the floor with your left hand, coming up into a seated cross-leg position, sitting up tall with your eyes closed, and then bringing your hands together and rub to quick heat. Place your warm hands over your eyes, open your eyes behind and close them, open and squeeze and close, open, look up, look down, look to the right, to the left, rotate clockwise, anti-clockwise, and then close them again as you bring your palms together in front of your heart. Take a moment now to think of a little positive affirmation. And repeat it again into your heart. And one more time, this time releasing it all the way out into the universe for everybody who needs it to grab and take into their own heart. Deep breath in and lift your heart even more, and as you exhale, bow your chin into your chest, turn the corners of your mouth up to your eyes, flutter your eyelids